Alright, this is a video for how to run our Torchmate CNC machine. This is how we run it when the automatic voltage height control is not working. So this will make it work with us setting the height manually. So step one, we need to datum the machine. So on the screen, right here in the bottom left corner, I'm going to click the datum button. This is going to set the height on the machine. Okay, so it just came all the way up. It's looking at the Z coordinate. So on the machine, I don't know that you can see this on the picture, but it says datum error, and then it's got a number here, and it's a Z and then a number. So it says there's an error. It thinks that it should be somewhere else, but it's not. So there's an error of 0.1223 inches. I'm going to hit OK. It's going to try to find itself. It says there's another error. I'm going to click OK again. It's trying to correct itself right now. And then it got corrected. So now it's traveling on the screen. You can see that it's moving. And in reality, it's moving. So it's going to move all the way to the 0, 0 coordinates of the machine. It's finding out where it's at, where it knows it's at, where it thinks it's at. You might get a couple more errors that show up for the X or the Y coordinates at this time, and then you just hit OK, and it's going to try and find itself again and get readjusted. So next step, you're going to load the file. So on here, you're going to go to select job. So I'm right here on the screen, select job. You're going to go to browse and then find your flash drive and then click on your GM file. I'm going to use this test cut that is right here for my job. I don't have the flash drive over here. So this is my job that I'm loading. You guys will be doing a locker sign or something similar. Next step, after we've loaded the file, and done the datum, and then we've loaded the file, we're going to turn on the laser. So down here we need to make sure that this says dry run. So it says active run or dry run. It needs to read dry run, and then we're going to, when it says dry run, we're going to click the laser. The torch just came down. It set itself to the height. Now I can move it manually. I'm going to go ahead and set the program 0. I'm using the right size piece of metal, and I'm going to set the program 0 so I use the metal efficiently. I'm going to play Tetris well. I'm going to put this laser, it's going to be hard for you to see on the screen, but I'm putting the laser in the bottom corner, very close to the edge and very close to the bottom. So that's where the laser's at. Then, on the screen, I'm going to hit the set program 0. This is telling it that this is where the file is going to be located. So it is now there. Before I go anywhere else or do anything else, I need to drive around the 4 corners. So when you're watching on the screen, you can see the line is moving. That's because I'm going right on the X coordinate, so I'm going one direction to where I get close to the edge. You can see that I'm lined up with the edge. Now I look over at my piece of metal, and I can see that the laser is right here. The laser is showing me where the torch is going to cut. I am still on the metal, so this is good. I haven't put too big of a file on too small of a piece of metal. So that's good. So now I'm going to do the Y coordinate. I'm going to drive up, and you can see the line is now moving up. So this is the Y coordinate line. So close to the top, and then I look over, and I can see that the laser is on the metal. I'm still good. And then I do one more coordinate. So there I can also see that I'm still on the metal. So all 4 points, or all the right, bottom, top, left, and right, and then the original spot where I set program 0, the bottom left, they all fit on a piece of metal. So my design is good. I'm good to go. It fits on the piece of metal. I can go ahead and proceed with my next steps. Next step is to reset the Z position. So over in the center console, right here, the HVHC control area, I'm going to hit reset Z. This is going to make sure that the Z coordinates, which is the up and down for the torch, is in the right position. This automatically turns off the laser, and I can go ahead and hit the active run button now that I see that the laser turns off. I'm right there anyways. I need to set the the Z coordinate now. I need to tell the machine how thick the metal is, or how high up the metal is. So I'm going to click on Job Setup. It's right here at the top. And over here on the right side, this screen does a lot of things, but right here on the right side, I can see that it thinks the top of the material is right here, and it gives me a specific number. Apologize for that. Okay, so it's giving me a specific number. I'm going to drop this down using the arrows. Okay, right here. I'm going to drop that down. And I'm looking over here as I'm dropping it down. This is going to not come through well on the camera, but I want to get it close. I don't want to jam this down into the piece of metal. I will mess it up. If I do mess it up, please don't do that, but I can hit the X button on my screen, and I can go hit the reset Z position, which is what I just hit. It says reset Z position on the previous screen, and I can start this over again if I jam it into the metal. You want to get down to where you're touching, but barely. And I'm barely clicking on the screen, so when I click on the arrow, if I'm click and hold, it's just going to go down. If I click right here, it's barely going to move at all. If I hold it at not the arrow side of the line, or this arrow, so if I hold the arrow right here, and it goes same for all arrows, if I'm holding it here, it's going to go slow. If I'm holding it here, it's going to go fast. Same thing. Here it's going to go slow, here it's going to go fast. So you have a speed control. So when I get close, I'm going to not click on the fast side, I'm going to go to the slow side, and I'm watching this until it touches. I'm watching the torch until it touches, and then I can proceed. Okay, so right now I'm touching the metal, I'm good to go. So I'm going to hit the set button right here, and it sets the height of that material. I'm going to hit the X button. I want to make sure that I go ahead and just bring the Z up, so I'm going to hit the Z button a little bit just to bring it up. Now I can hit the Run Job button. Okay. Notice that all of these buttons are off, so 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons are off, and then one is green. That's what we want for this to work properly. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Run Job, and it will cut out my job.